The tide is coming in and school is out. It's been a long year of learning. Now Currents News is looking back, reflecting on how a Catholic education shapes students.
I think my school is good. It has good study and have a good friend. And it have good lunch, so I like it.
Their teachers equip them with tools to thrive.
I love how he pushes us, and even when we fall or do something wrong, he just keeps pushing us to do right and right again.
So these kids feel ready to tackle any challenge.
I know to not take life for granted and just be thankful.
It's more than just schoolwork. It's family, friends, and a foundation for life. We're looking back on it all. The Currents News School Year in Review starts now. Hi, I'm Christine Persichetti. Summer is here, but before that final bell rings and classes let out, Currents News is celebrating Catholic education by looking at the amazing work Diocese of Brooklyn students and teachers have done all year long. These academies across Brooklyn and Queens outshine city schools, and that's not an opinion, it's a fact. Just take a look at these numbers, comparing the 2024 test scores between diocesan Catholic schools and city public schools. Overall, students between 4th and 7th grade scored between 5 and 19% higher in Catholic classrooms. And that's a trend we're seeing across the country. According to the nation's latest report card, which looks at the 2024 school year, 8th graders in Catholic schools scored at least 20 points higher than public school kids in math and reading. And 4th graders tested at least 10 points higher than public school kids. But the lessons learned in a Catholic classroom go beyond the curriculum. It's because of St. Michael's Catholic Academy that one 8th grader is now living the American dream. Currents News' Jessica Easthope has his story from Flushing.
How did you get 3x from?
It's x plus 2x.
Oh.
Songba Joe explains a math problem to his classmate. Math has been his strongest subject since he arrived at St. Michael Catholic Academy in Flushing last year. Numbers are the same in every language.
Now we can see here and
When he started 7th grade, Songba knew not a word of English. He moved here with his family from mainland China in search of greater academic opportunities. And he's found them.
I think my school is good. It have good study and have a good friend, and it have good lunch, so I like here.
St. Michael's Mandarin-English dual language program allows Chinese students to thrive. And Principal Philip Hyde says the school employs coaches that develop inclusive strategies to bridge the language gap for everyone.
After you repeatedly utilizing the same strategies over and over again, it clicks. And then when it does click, the sky is the limit.
Today, Songba is nearly fluent.
You should be so proud of yourself.
Night and day is how Patricia Marsala describes the progress. She says she's never seen anything like it in her decades-long teaching career.
He studies hard, works hard, does all the homework, does all the assignments. He's a complete delight.
Though Songba gives a lot of credit to his teachers, he says it's his friends who have kept him afloat in class.
And I can understand what's that mean, and I have some question asked them, and they said, okay, no problem, let me tell you what's that mean. And so they help me speak English.
Faculty say Songba's success is a testament to not only his hard work, but the power of Catholic education.
Where they feel supported, where they feel challenged in a healthy way.
It's just the kind of family we are here. I am so proud of us.
And that needs no translation. In Flushing, Jessica Easthope, Currents News.
And joining us now is Songba Zhou from St. Michael's Catholic Academy in Flushing. Hi, Songba.
Hey.
So thank you so much for being here. Tell us, how did the school year go for you? Did it get easier since you were there for so long?
That's easy. No to her because my teacher and my friend, they help me and they teach me. And sometimes I can use a calculator, and the teacher said sometimes it's question for you is too hard, and you can use a Google Translate or that.
Okay, so yeah, that helps you. Thank God for technology. Tell me how your friends in school helped you learn English.
My friends in the school, they first use English, and the next they use Chinese Mandarin, tell me what the English, what's that mean, and in the year 8 class, and Some I don't understand what the teacher said, and my friend translated for me.
Yeah, it must help being around other English-speaking people. So you're practicing every day in school, right?
Yeah, and I joined. They play some game like the ONeal, and I said, "Can I join?" And they said, "Yes, come on, I'll play."
Yeah, oh, that's a fun way to learn another language. So is math still your favorite subject?
Yeah, math is my favorite subject because I like math and I like the number. And my friend told me, "Oh, math is easy for you because you're from China."
That's easy for you,
Yeah.
very good. What was it like being in a Catholic school?
The Catholic school, because sometimes every month, first Friday, we go to church, listen to the Godfather. They teach me how to do myself. They teach me so much, and they teach me how to play the basketball, how to do the ELA, math, and religion.
That's great. So you're doing fun things and learning the language at the same time. So nice. Sungbug Joe from St. Michael's Catholic Academy, thanks so much for being here.
You're welcome.
We all know teachers can have lasting impacts on the lives of their students, but studies show male teachers specifically can help boys stay on track in school. Unfortunately, there aren't many in early education. Currents News' Katie Vasquez found one at Incarnation Catholic Academy in Queens Village, and as she reports, he's quickly becoming a role model for his students.
These young academics are burning off their energy. Learning volleyball with Mr. Robinson, the physical education teacher at Incarnation Catholic Academy.
I'm very grateful for this opportunity because I get to really impact the kid's life, and I see it day to day.
Studies show the real lesson could just be his presence in the classroom.
I like Mr. Robinson because he gives us fun activities.
What did we learn today?
Researchers say male teachers can get boys on the right track in the early years of formal schooling, yet there are so few in early education. Men account for only about 3% of kindergarten teachers. Principal Ivan Green says that was something he considered when hiring Mr. Robinson.
A male plays a significant role not just in educating our students, but also in the family life and structure. From experience working with students over the years, I have seen historically the kids that perform better.
7th grader Nathan Lachman says a male teacher can relate to boys like him in a different way.
I love how he pushes us, and even when we fall or do something wrong, he just keeps pushing us to do right and right again.
Even inspiring Nathan to one day become a teacher.
That's really my goal in life. I want to inspire others and be somebody's role model.
A feeling Mr. Robinson understands because this job has always been his vocation.
This has always been my life goal, to just give back to kids, and hopefully they can give back to the next generation.
And he hopes to continue to motivate these diocesan students.
Good job.
In Queens Village, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
There's a lot more news headed your way. One 7th grader made a triumphant return to the classroom last September after years of battling cancer. Why his family says faith made all the difference. High school students are learning an important lesson in science and charity, forming the Green Team to fight hunger in their community. And inspired by the hit TV show Dancing with the Stars, students and faculty faced off in a dance competition in East Flatbush. Welcome back to this special highlighting Catholic education. Diocese of Brooklyn students shine even outside the classroom. Powered by faith, they're able to overcome the toughest battles. Currents News' Katie Vasquez joins us to talk about one student's bravery. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Christine. The first day of school was extra special for Jimmy ONeal. The St. Francis de Sales Catholic Academy 7th grader missed several grades as he battled cancer, but his family believes his journey to good health and his return to the classroom was only possible with the help of God.
Gratitude was the focus of Miss McMahon's class in St. Francis de Sales Catholic Academy on Friday. A lesson that Jimmy ONeal has learned the hard way.
I know
to not take life for granted and just be thankful. Scripture is the word of God.
Unlike some of his peers, he was thrilled to be back in school for 7th grade, an experience he's missed out on.
Very, very exciting. Haven't had first day of school since 3rd grade.
In May 2021, at 8 years old, he received a devastating diagnosis when a tumor was found on his kidney.
When they came back in, they said, Jimmy, you have cancer. And I was kind of shocked because I thought this would, it's very rare for a kid to get cancer.
The 11-year-old missed part of 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade as he received chemo and had his kidney removed. Unfortunately, the tumor returned, and he went through more radiation before a stem cell transplant in 2023.
Wow, you'd rather be in school than just stay in a hospital all day long.
This weekend you have practice.
During that period, his family says faith held them together.
I wholeheartedly know that all the prayers and us remaining faithful and positive is what healed Jimmy. I know he is a miracle, and you have to believe in them because God gives them, and Jimmy is an example of that.
And the parishioners of St. Francis de Sales Church says there were signs from the Lord that got them through.
On March 27th of 2024, we had scans which were clean, which ironically was the same date that we first walked into Sloan Kettering. So I feel that these are signs for us that God is telling us everything is going to be okay.
Jimmy has had clean scans since then. As he prepares to think about his future, he's learned to appreciate every day that comes.
You never know what will happen to you, so just always be kind to the people you're close with, and even if you're not close with, just be kind and love everyone.
And I'm happy to report this school year went great for Jimmy. His mom tells me he has a 96 grade point average, and even better news, recent scans show he's healthy. Jimmy is doing the higher achievement program at Xavier High School this summer and has his heart set in attending the Jesuit school once he graduates next year. Christine.
Wow, that's great news. Thanks so much, Katie. Come September, an all-girls Catholic high school will be welcoming some younger students.
Actually, when I put the video for the Feast of
The Mary-Louis Academy in Jamaica Estates announced a new middle school, which will open its 5-acre campus to 6th through 8th graders. Staff at TMLA say this new school will give the young girls an opportunity to prepare for their future a bit earlier in life.
I was fully prepared for college, graduate school, law school, and now leading the Mary-Louis Academy. That is entirely because I went to an all-girls Catholic school. I knew that I was fully empowered.
I found my voice, found my personality in an all-girls environment that is really supportive of that growth and development.
Rolling admissions for the Mary-Louis Academy Middle School are still open. If you'd like to apply to the middle school, just go to tmla.org/admissions. The option to apply for the middle school will be on the bar at the very top of the page. A Catholic high school in the East Village is teaching a lesson in science and charity. Lasal Academy has created a green team that utilizes hydroponic farming to grow produce and plants. The technique uses no soil, and students are hoping it'll mean no hunger in their community. Currents News' Katie Vasquez has that story from Manhattan.
These fresh pieces of lettuce and micro cilantro are grown in the heart of Manhattan by a group of 21 students at Lasal Academy, an all-boys Catholic school.
It's fun learning about plants and how to grow them indoors and outdoors.
Who can answer that question?
The Green Team, a club at the East Village School, was started by biology teacher John Nearing when he joined as staff 8 years ago.
They had 5 of these towers, but they were in disrepair, and so I was tasked to get them up and running.
The kids are growing produce and herbs using hydroponics, a farming technology that doesn't use soil. It's helped to cultivate an interest in gardening and science for the students, like senior John Diego.
It's growing food in New York City. You don't see that, especially in these hydroponic towers.
Here are all the chives we grow.
They've also taken over part of LaSalle's rooftop space for the project, but this is a lesson that goes beyond the classroom. Once a week, the students take 10 pounds of their crops to a local senior center, food banks, and restaurants.
We're worried about food insecurity, especially in the city. A lot of people can't afford it.
Welcome
using the lab-grown greens for a good cause, to give back to their community.
I think it's awesome that they're doing it. I think it's really important stuff for young people to learn about, like horticulture, things like that. I have a garden in my house, and it's like my therapy.
It's part of the school's mission, written right on the walls: enter to learn, leave to serve. Their teacher says that can't come from a textbook.
Well, I want them to start serving before they even leave. All right, so that's, ingrained in them to do.
And it is a seed that has sprouted in these young minds thanks to a city garden.
So just seeing the good that we do, it puts a smile on my face.
The lady we were delivering to she just got so happy and started hugging like all the kids I took there. So that was one of my favorite memories.
The team is looking at expanding their crops and seeing what other food they can grow in this learning space. In East Village, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
And we got to see the fruits of those students' labors right here on Currents News.
Tell Katie thank you. Thank you, Katie, for our lettuce.
That's Freddie and Quack Quack, two ducks currently being helped by Mary Beth Arts, a licensed wildlife rehabilitator. For years, the Catholic has been on a mission to help birds in Prospect Park. And the two feathered friends received these sweet greens from Katie Vasquez, who got them from the hydroponics lab at Lasal Academy. If you want to help Mary Beth in her mission, you could give a tax-deductible donation to her rescue group at theyallwanttolive.org. Still to come on Currents News, some fresh voices are hitting the airwaves. Students at a Douglaston Academy sharing what they're learning in the classroom. Plus, students at an East Flatbush High School trading in their textbooks for dance moves. And we got a sneak peek of the winning routine. We'll be right back. Looking for a new podcast? How about listening to some voices of wisdom from Divine Wisdom Catholic Academy? The Queen's School launched its first episode this school year, giving students an outlet on the popular platform. Currents News' Katie Vasquez has that story from Douglaston, Queens.
Podcasts have boomed over the years.
Look up to my dad.
But the latest up-and-coming voices to step up to the mic come from this room-turned-podcast studio at Divine Wisdom Catholic Academy.
Excited that I was going to be famous. The experience was fun. And my grandpa.
The first episode of Voices of Divine Wisdom dropped January 29th during Catholic Schools Week.
And people just drawing.
Principal Miriam Benici came up with the idea as a way to inform parents at the Douglaston Queens School.
Life has just gotten so busy for many of our families that even just tuning in on a Zoom, it might not necessarily fit in their schedule. So by recording these podcasts, it's just offering them another opportunity to really hear about what's going on in the building.
I had a good day.
During the podcast, students like Gavin Barnett talk about their experience in the classroom.
I talked about well, you would change your foods, change the food menu, and what did you learn from being in Divine Wisdom? Social studies, I'm okay with.
A task that was easy for 6th grader Carolina Perez.
I really always had this thing for acting and singing, just talking. So yeah, because I never stopped talking.
While others found it harder than they anticipated.
For someone like me to say that it's hard to talk a lot, that means it's hard to talk a lot.
Divine Wisdom hopes to create a podcast club and invite guest speakers like Brooklyn Bishop Robert Brennan.
We would love to invite him to come and be part of our podcast.
In the meantime, these students are happy they get a chance to talk about their stories.
I think that they just really care about that children can make a big difference. It's a great opportunity to speak your mind.
That was Katie Vasquez reporting, and a happy update to that story. Bishop Robert Brennan did join the students at Divine Wisdom in the podcast studio. To tune into Voices of Divine Wisdom, just search for the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. While Divine Wisdom started something new this year, St. Patrick's Church in Bay Ridge decided to pass down some Celtic Beats. In the lower church, 14 kids from the Brooklyn parish learned how to play the bagpipes and drums thanks to parishioner Neil McCarthy. Neil picked up the pipes while studying at Manhattan University and was holding lessons in his home before word spread around St. Patrick's Catholic Academy, and he moved the Thursday evening practice to the church. Students learned bagpipes on the chanters and drummers hit sticks on practice pads. The kids excited to pick up the old traditions and start their own.
I don't really usually see many female bagpipers, you usually see the male and stuff, but I think it's inspiring to start new traditions.
I thought drums was a really cool thing, especially like Irish drums.
While the kids are still learning all the notes, Neil says you can expect to see them on the streets of Brooklyn someday. To learn more about the lessons, just contact St. Patrick's at 718-238-2600. Finally tonight, what's a successful school year without some fun and maybe even a friendly competition? Well, students and faculty at Cristo Brooklyn High School hit the dance floor for their annual Dancing with the Teachers competition. Inspired by the hit TV show Dancing with the Stars, the teams competed for a trophy and bragging rights. Currency's Katie Vasquez sat in on rehearsals and actually got to see the winning team in action in East Flatbush.
These Cristo Brooklyn juniors have a spring in their step. But this isn't a dance class. These students and a teacher are rehearsing for an upcoming competition.
You know, to go around the school and just say, yeah, I won.
We just have a really good shot at like beating the other teams.
Yeah, I'm going towards a year.
They are among 21 students and 9 faculty who will bust out their best moves at the high school's upcoming Dancing with the Teacher show.
Solo, that's another solo.
Principal Dina Philippe says it started in 2017 as a fundraiser.
It was a twofold idea. One, to make sure that 100% of the seniors go to the prom, and 2, just to create a little bit more joy in the community.
The competition took a break during the pandemic, but resumed its rhythm and flow in 2023. And this time, juniors were allowed to join in.
We're very competitive. Like a lot of the students here, they love the rivalries and stuff like that.
I'm not sure how else to put it. Like, I just feel like we have it in the bag.
While the teams are competing for a trophy and bragging rights, the biggest reward from this competition is the bond it builds between the teachers and students.
And this time it's like something that I can teach them.
It just reminds you that you always have so much to learn from the students, which I think is like very important for every teacher to remember.
Allowing the dance partners to find their rhythm together on the dance floor.
One of my favorite pastimes was teaching Miss Matica how to twerk. It was so fun.
Like, I don't have a dance background at all, so just like learning some more basics about like hip hop.
And on the sidelines.
With Miss Matica, like it was like an instant click. So I'm glad like I got to form that relationship with her.
In East Flatbush, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
It's easy to see how they won. They were so good. That does it for this special edition of Currents News. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Before we go, we want to celebrate the end of school by going back to the first day of school, seeing the smiling faces as kids kicked off this fun year in Catholic education. Hope to see you again next time.